So I want to talk to you about maximizing the distance at which you hit the driver. And one of the things that you can do is to make sure that you're not hitting down on the driver. You want to come in level to up on the ball. Now the reason for that is, if we're going to transfer energy to something, the more directly we come into it and not at an angle, the more energy we're going to transfer. In golf, we can measure that with a launch monitor. We call that smash factor. A good smash factor for a driver is 1.5. What that means is when the club head is going 100 miles an hour, the ball speed is going to be 150 miles an hour, giving it that 1.50 ratio. We can measure that with our launch monitors. So what we found was when people started to hit up on the ball, that helped increase launch angle. Well, what we could do once we started increasing launch angle is change the loft on the driver. So there's a reason why all the world-long drive guys hit up on the ball about 8 to 10 degrees and use drivers with about 5 degrees of loft. They're able to get it up with a lot of club head speed, but the upward angle helps them maximize the launch angle. But the other thing is, we've also got this loft equation. When we hit a sand wedge, the sand wedge has more loft. And so if I'm hitting a sand wedge, more energy is going up and not forward. So that's why a smash factor for a sand wedge is about 1.1. So now, if I'm coming into it and I can get my driver loft down to, let's say, 9.5 because I'm hitting up on it, that's going to transfer more energy because 9.5 degrees has less loft. Now let's make sure we don't do one thing to create more loft, and that's have a scooping motion. The best players are going to come level into the ball or up into the ball while still having their hands in a good impact position. So you can try to play the ball a little bit more forward, but my preference is when you go to set up, just put a little tilt in your upper body behind the ball. If you watch most, good players, they're going to tilt like this. So if I tilt a little bit behind the ball, play the ball up in my stance, and just make my normal swing, I'm going to get that launch angle up, and I'm going to transfer maximum energy to the ball by not hitting down on it. And that's going to make the ball go further.